All right, back here at Dominico Field, pleased to be joined by Sam Greene, the assistant pitching coach of the Toronto Blue Jays. And of course, many fans will know you, Sam, as being a member of this Toronto Maple Leafs organization. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here on a Saturday night catching a ball game.
This is Drew Howard who pops this one up on the infield, and that's out number one. So it must have been a busy day for you. I mean, there were a lot of pitching changes in the Blue Jays game, and yet you still found a way to make it here today.
Yeah, I needed a little decompression after that game today. But, no, our guys were awesome. We mapped out, kind of typically how we do in a bullpen game like that. And when they go out there and they do their job and execute like that, it's real fun to watch.
Of course, Sam, I mean, this whole thing started with you here with the Toronto Maple Leafs Baseball Club, whether you were a pitcher or you were the pitching coach while you were a pitcher on this team. But, I know you have a lot of really great memories here in Toronto. Like, you must get a little bit of nostalgia every time you come back to the ballpark.
Dude, I miss it. I keep joking around if there's any kind of work stoppage for a lockout next year, we're coming back and we're pitching again. So, as much as I love what I do now, I miss this a ton.
Maybe you can bring along a couple of friends from the bullpen as well.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
Of course, we hope that we're playing baseball, or you're playing baseball again next year. Spencer Ross at the plate now, a 1-1 count from Dwayne Matos. I'm not sure if you've got a chance to watch any Maple Leafs baseball or, even just watching some of the guys out there today, but it's a full pro league.
Oh, yeah.
You notice anything different from when the last time you were here?
More people. The speakers are louder. The broadcast setup's even more legit. I mean, no, it just keeps growing from. I mean, my first year was 2022, and it's crazy year after year how much bigger and more more legit it's gotten.
Sam, I know I talked to you about this last year, but I just feel like the Canadian Baseball League or the Intercounty Baseball League, when you were here, can just kind of be the starting ground for so many great things. When I think about you being the pitching coach, and then, I know you were still working with the Blue Jays at the time, but then ended up being the assistant pitching coach. Can you kind of talk a little bit about, being with the Maple Leafs and how it kind of got you into the industry and got the start to where you are today?
Yeah, no, I mean, it opened my eyes to a different way of looking at baseball. I mean, I moved to Toronto for a job with the Blue Jays in their research and development department. At the time I was still looking to play. I had the ability to play because I wasn't working full time, and I joined this league, and it just grew my love for baseball even more. I mean, I was working during the day and coming playing baseball at night, and getting to be around guys that played at a very, very high level. That some of the guys that play in the big leagues in AAA and Division I college, like getting to see what their work looks like day to day, and it taught me so much of that. Helped me be successful in my career with the Blue Jays. So it was an incredibly valuable experience.
So this kind of seems to be like an annual thing where you're coming on the broadcast right around this time of the year, as long as the Blue Jays get that afternoon game when you can come out. But I haven't talked to you since, that crazy World Series run, and I know that must have been crazy. But, I just want to kind of talk from, you were at McMaster, right? McGill, when you got your start. When you were a kid at McGill University, or even here with the Toronto Maple Leafs, like, did you ever think that you'd be, sitting in the bullpen at a World Series at some point in your career?
No, I didn't even think I could, the opportunity to be a major league coach was really an option. I wanted to grow within a front office, and I got, I was right place, right time, and grew within the Blue Jays, and they decided to give me a chance. Pete Walker, John Schneider, the front office decided to give me a chance last year to be a full-time coach on staff, and that team we had last year was magical. And we're trying to recapture some of that this year. It's a bunch of new faces, but we're playing a little better, and I'm hoping to make another deep run. But yeah, no, it was surreal, dream come true last year.
I know this might be a tough question, and you can give a general answer if you want, but what's kind of the coolest thing about being down in there in the bullpen over the last couple of years?
I mean, watching these guys work every day, man. I mean, the amount of time and effort and seriousness they put into their work every day is really, really cool and incredible to watch.
You have time for another half inning?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we'll keep it going here. Okay, something I've always wondered. Oh, there we go. We're on the broadcast. Something I've always wondered. So, down there in the bullpen, you get a chance to kind of chat with, a whole bunch of different pitchers. You talk to some really cool starting pitchers that are on the team this year as well. Like, is there anyone in particular that's kind of been an interesting guy to talk to over the years.
I mean, I'm wearing his shirt right now. I got the Dylan C shirt on right here.
Oh, yes.
If you can see that, that's my guy. Shout out my guy. What an incredible talent and so much fun to work with this year. I mean, he came in with an idea of what he wanted to do, and we had some ideas for him too. And he's just, he's worked his tail off to have just such an incredible year in his first year with us. What's most impressive to me is just how good he wants to be. He wants to be so good, and he's really, really done an incredible job for us this year.
How do you get in the running to be the guy that slaps Louis Varland on the back when he comes in?
I mean, that's Graham. Graham and I were talking about this earlier today. He got him good today, and that's because me and Luke, who's another guy on the pitching staff, we were giving him some crap the other day about, like, you're hitting him, but you're not, like, slapping him. And he's like, all right, so he really got him today. Louis even winced a little bit. But no, that started Louis last year when we traded for him was like, hey, does anybody velo slap me before the game? And Graham was like, I got it, and it's just been Graham since that. I did it one time. We were in Tampa, and Pete Walker had to miss a game, and so Graham was the pitching coach, and so I was the bullpen coach, and so I had Louis for that one game.
So this is obviously something that he is asked people to do.
Yeah, he was doing it in Minnesota too. Yeah, he started it there, and he brought it over to us. Apparently they're doing it in the stands now too, is what I heard today. Like, guys are just turning around getting velo slaps when Louis Varland's coming in. So it's become a pretty cool bit.
That's really good. I'm hoping they're going as hard as you guys do in the bullpen as well. So, I know you had some really great seasons here with the Toronto Maple Leafs. You still pitching?
I play catch every day. I throw with Dylan every day, and I throw with some of the relievers. But funny enough, you say that. I don't know if it'll be out tomorrow, but we're doing a staff highest velo competition tomorrow at Rogers Center to determine the players' fantasy football draft order. So I've been getting my arm ready for that.
This one's lifted in the air by Owen Constantino. This ball is deep, and it's off the top of the wall. Dennis DeBanning is going to throw this one in. It's a leadoff double for Owen Constantino. What'd you get your velo up to?
I don't know. It's tomorrow, so I'll let you know how high I get, but I don't think it's as good as when I was pitching here.
How did your ceremonial first pitch go?
It felt weird. Honestly, it felt weird. Marcus was back there. I didn't really want to let it rip, so I just kind of flicked it in there, missed a little high. One of my buddies took a video of it. It sounded like someone booed me, so that's great. But, it was weird being out there. It brought back a lot of memories being back out on that mound.
I remember I was at a game last year. I was with my family, and my family really wanted to wave to you in the stands. Yeah. And you spotted us out, but I think it was because of the Toronto Maple Leafs hat.
I see a lot of them, man. I see a ton of them at Rogers Center and throughout town. I mean, I'm wearing one right now. It's sweet gear. They've done a great job with that.
This is Owen.
An iconic logo.
It sure is, yeah. How special is it for you being a guy who played on this team, and you see so many people repping the Maple Leafs brand?
It's cool, man. Some of my buddies that I'm here with tonight, it's their first time coming to a game in a long time, and they're just like, even like Matt Domian's here. He's our bullpen catcher, and he's looking around. He's like, this place rocks. He's like, this is just it's a special place. That's cool.
Heads up play there by Crix Tavares, the shortstop. He had no play at first base, so able to throw back to second. It ends up turning out really well as Owen Constantino is gunned down. So I know there's still a lot of players that on this team that you would have seen before. Did you get to catch up with any old friends on the team?
I talked to Rob for a while, and I talked to Marcus. There's been a lot of turnover since I was last year, but Marcus and Rob are really the only two guys still here. DC's still catching, I think, right? I think I saw that.
Yeah.
But I guess he's not here tonight. But no, it was good to see Rob and Marcus caught the first pitch, so that was fun. Signed a ball for me, so that'll go on the mantle.
Yes, I saw that right away as well. I knew you would get a kick out of that.
Yeah,
Dionysius Chialtis, you've got a connection with him on the Blue Jays. I was hearing.
He comes in. So when we're on the road and we have rehab guys that need to throw bullpens, guys that are injured and aren't on the road trips with us, he comes in and catches our bullpen. So he's been huge for us. It's been awesome to help us out. He's caught Max. He's caught Shane. He's caught a bunch of big-time major league arms.
Yeah, he was talking about catching Dylan Cease the other day, and he said he really liked him. And since you're wearing the shirt, I assume that you're a big fan of him as well. I know you were good buddies with Jeff Hoffman. you know, I imagine that was probably a tough one to see him go.
That was tough, and you know, we miss Hoff a ton. I miss just having Hoff around, and we miss him in the bullpen. But you know, all the best to him with Minnesota, and you know, he's pitched well since getting over there. They got a great reliever there, so you know, we miss him here obviously, but wish him all the best.
Yeah, I know he was a guy that was a big part of the identity of the bullpen, and you know, I was working the game today on the TV side, so you know, watching all the different relievers come in and basically outplay Cam Schlittler and the New York Yankees, and you know, it must be fun because the bullpen's kind of found its identity, right? Like, you know, we're going down the stretch here. The trade deadline is over. You know, what's you know, how fun is it kind of being part of that camaraderie of the bullpen down
We've got a fun, awesome core there, and I mean, you know, Hoff was a leader of that, and he taught a lot of the young guys a lot of what they know, and now, you know, Louis, Flew, Fish, Spencer Miles, we still have Captain Tyler Rogers, as we call him, you know, leading the charge down there, but these guys have just created such a good environment, and we've added new guys, you know, Matt Waldron, Paul Sewald, Ricky Tiedemann came up today. You know, it's just made it seamless to come in and out and do your job there, just the culture of that group.
What'd you think of Ricky making his debut today? I know that's a long-awaited debut for everyone in that organization.
Yeah, I was so happy for him, man. It was so awesome to see. He's grinded through some injuries and, you know, some ups and downs, but what a talent, what a kid. I mean, he's been awesome. I've known him, you know, as he's come up through the system, and really, really happy for him today. He's going to help us out down the stretch.
Yeah. You mentioned Matt Waldron. I don't know how many pitchers you've seen throw a knuckleball, but you know, when that's something that you're scouting or you're looking through, like, is that something that you approach kind of differently?
We sat him down when we got him. We're like, hey, what do you got? Because we don't really know how to deal with this. But I will say Pete Walker might be the most experienced big league pitching coach with knuckleballers. I mean, R.A. Dickey for a couple of years, right? So he knows how to handle them, and he's had some good conversations with Matt, and you know, we're learning Matt and learning how we want to use the knuckleball and all that kind of stuff, and how to use him. So, but it's been a cool experience.
A strike at the knees.
Nakata guy's good.
He is. Came from the Frontier League. You know, that's one of the things I think that's changed so much this year is that everyone throws like mid-90s. I mean,
he's throwing hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. He's throwing gas out there, trying to get out of this inning here. 2-2 on Chernesky, the right fielder. Swung on and missed. That's a forkball, Sam. That's another one.
Forkball, that was gross.
That's another one that you'll have to put in the scouting repertoire. Hey, Sam,
yeah.
Great to see you. Thanks so much for hopping on, and it's always a pleasure
Thanks
to talk
for having
to you.
me, Thomas. Go Leafs, go.
Okay, that's Sam Greene, assistant pitching coach, former pitcher and pitching coach here on the Toronto Maple Leafs. We'll be right back.